Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about a remix that I made for Prayer in C by Lilly and the Prick. And as you can see, this is my project here. Compared to my tutorials, it's not exactly as organized as I might make myself seem, but it works for me. This is the way I like to make my music, and it works for me. As you can see, there's a lot going on, but there's not a lot of automation clips. I don't know. I just kind of didn't find the need for any that much on this one. Of course, like I can add a whole bunch more spice to it that would make it sound more interesting. But for now, this is the way I decided to finish it off. Again, like you could add a lot more to it. But for right now, I'm just gonna show you guys kind of like what I did. So okay, so I guess we'll start from the beginning. We'll start from this section right here up until it starts with the kick. So we're gonna start from right here.
Yeah, you never said a word, you didn't send me no letter. Don't think I could forgive you. See, our word is slowly dying, I'm not wasting no more time. Don't think I could believe you. Yeah, our hands will get more wrinkled and our hair will be gray. Don't think I could forgive you. And see, the children are starving and their houses were destroyed. Don't think they could forgive you.
Okay, so for that beginning part, I guess first I'll start by talking about this right here. This ya, that's what I called it. And basically how I did this sound, I took a clip from the actual acapella. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and just bring it over here. So I took a clip from the actual acapella, like let's say this right here. This is probably what it is.
Yeah,
So that's all that I did with this. That's all this is.
yeah,
But what I did to it was I added a shitload of reverb. And then I exported it. So like let's say there's a bunch of reverb on this note right here, which there kind of is already.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a little bit of reverb, but I added a lot more to it. I pressed file, I pressed export, and I kind of turned it into a sample. So it's a sample on my desktop. And I'll show you what that sounds like. Let me go ahead and show that to you, just so you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So, okay, here it is, yeah. So this is what it sounds like. And it's reversed right now because I have it reversed in my track, but this is what it would sound like.
yeah,
And all I did was reverse it. And that gave me this effect right here.
yeah. You never said a word,
So that's what I did with that. And then this right here, the background chords, which are just this. This is actually a plugin that comes with FL Studio. It's called FL Keys. And yeah, that's pretty much, I tweaked it a little bit. I usually comes set to piano FL, but I set it to Rhodes, and then I just tweaked this stuff a little bit. I can't really tell you exactly what I did, and I don't want to mess it up. So, so yeah, I mean, you can fiddle around with it and just kind of figure out what you want with it. But this is what I found that I kind of liked. But yeah, let's
yeah.
move
You
on a
never,
little
and
bit.
their houses were destroyed. Don't think they could forgive you.
Okay, so for that part right there, let me start off by explaining to you what my uplifter and my downlifter are. That I just got it from the J4 sample pack. and it's under effects, and then see here uplifter, downlifter. You can find them there. And this was an uplifter. Okay, so that's normal. I didn't really do anything to that. But there's some that I actually flipped around to make them kind of like a rise up, I guess. I don't. I'm not really too sure what to call them. A build up. But let's start with this. This I added it just recently. The song didn't have it. I made a few. I exported the song a few times and it didn't have this, but I kind of just added it just for a little bit more flair. And the acapella kind of has a little bit of that on it, and I kind of just wanted to match it up, so I added this, and this is what it sounds like. So it's kind of just like a little bell sound, and this is what it sounded like before I added some effects to it. So as you can see, it sounds much different than what it sounds like on here. I added some EQ and some reverb, and where I got this one from, I got it from, let me see. I got this one from Citrus, and it was a preset. It's called Bell something, or I think it's just called, oh, it's called Glass. So just in case you were interested in that one, it's under Glass on Citrus, which you should have on your FL Studio. Most of the stuff I use for this song is on FL Studio already, but because ever since I switched to Windows 10, I lost all my other what do you call them? All my other plugins. So I've been having to use all the stuff that's already on FL Studio, aside from the J4S sample pack, which I just downloaded recently. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is this, and this goes along with this harmless filter right here. And let me show you what that does. Okay, so with that, what I used to make the actual sound, I made it myself. So I used harmless, and it's this one right here. So what I did, I started with the sound, with the normal sound that you get when you actually use harmless. I went ahead and took, I didn't use any voices and I didn't raise the pitch or anything, but I lowered the pluck a little bit. And I also raised the harmonizer. So that high pitched sound that you're hearing on the sound, let me show it to you without it, just to give you a better idea of what I mean. That's what it sounds without the harmonizer. That's what it sounds like. And if I raise it a little bit, it gives it that high pitched sound that you hear. So that's what I did, and you can add a different, like another octave up or 2 octaves up or harmony, but I like it just with the octave because that another octave up is just too much for me. I don't really like it. And then I also move the phaser this way, and that kind of, well, it's a phaser, so yeah. So that's what I did with that, and then I made a I made an automation clip out of the frequency. So that's what you see here. That's what this is. But let's go ahead and move on. Oh, and let's get to the bass. For the bass on this part, I have two different bass parts on this song because the heavier part uses a different bass. So for this part right here, I used Citrus and I used Deep 2, and I did some stuff with it on the mixer, but that's just pretty much basic EQing and a little bit of distortion. So let's keep going. Okay, so let me explain this part. So with this part, I just pretty much added a basic drum beat over here, which is this. That's about as basic as it gets. And I also, this right here, you won't hear it in the song. If I play it by itself, there's nothing there, but it's actually making a big difference. This, I believe, I'm not too sure what it's set to, so let's check. It's set to insert 13. It's set to insert 13. So this is a Fruity Peak controller, and what I use this for is I use it to sidechain some of my parts so that every time the kick hits, it lowers the part for just a second so that you get that whum 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 effect. You know what I mean? Okay, but yeah, let's move on. So that's pretty much all I added here. It's just that kick and the ghost kick and the ghost kick. Yeah, the ghost kick and the beat. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to over here. I didn't really do much on this part. I didn't really do much different on this part, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get to the heavy part.
When seas will cover lands and when men will be no more, don't think you can forgive you. Yeah, I wish there'll just be silence and when life will be over, don't think you will forgive you.
So before we get into this, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what I did with this. This is the first note of my chord progression right here that you're about to hear. I pretty much did the exact same thing that I did with the voice for the beginning with this. So that's what that is, and I just wanted to stop and show you guys what that sound is. Okay, so with that, the actual chord progression, I made the sound I made the sound on harmless, and what I did with this is I added 4 voices. I raised the pitch so that it gives it that out of pitch sound that you hear just a little bit. I didn't mess with the pluck or anything, and I raised the harmonizer just a little bit. So this is what it sounds like. And for this one, it's on insert 10. So as you can see, I added some overdrive, some distortion, some reverb. I have my compressor and my EQ, and this is how you EQ it. And then I have this, which is what's linked to the actual ghost kick. So whenever the ghost kick is playing, you'll see right here, that compressor is moving around. Watch. So that's how the ghost kick works. It gives you a better idea of how the ghost kick works. And for my drum beat, it's just a basic kick drum with a crash cymbal. The crash cymbal sounds like it's in triplets because as you can see on insert 2, I added some delay, and that delay kind of makes, I made sure it gave it a triplet effect just to add to the song a little bit. But yeah. So the next thing I did with this is, let me go ahead and play it for you one more time. Next thing we're going to talk about is this high part, which goes along with this chord progression. And basically what I did with that is, I'm not too sure where I did it, so it should be in here. It should be this. Yeah, this is it. So that's what it sounds like on its own, and this one has 9 voices, and I raised the pitch a whole lot. I didn't lower any frequency. I added a little bit of delay to it on the plugin. I know I said I don't like to do that, but I did it for this one. And I lowered the pluck a lot, and this one's on insert 10. So what I did there, wait, this one is on insert 12. I don't know why I said 10. But 12, and this one I added my EQ, my reverb. I added a little bit of distortion, a compressor, and then my fruity stereo shaper, just to like stereo it a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I did with this one, and then this kind of opens up the sound a little bit. I did that with a few of them, as you can see here. But I really wanted this one to be as open as possible, just kind of like in both ears and everywhere in the song, because I didn't want to turn it up too loud. I don't know. That's just kind of the effect I wanted to get. So let me show that to you with the chord progression. Let's see. Other than that, it's nothing really much else on this one. But this is a really basic song, a really basic FL Studio project that I've been working on. I and then over here is I did kind of like a small build up. Let's go ahead and listen to it. Okay, so for this part, the bass was sounding like this. Oh, and the bass for this one, I used Citrus Digi, and that's on insert 9, and this one I did add quite a bit. I added some EQ, some compressor, and then I added a kind of a shitload of overdrive because I wanted the bass to have a real kick. But anyways, I went from this, and then on this part, as you can see, it turns into straight eighth notes. So you'll be able to hear it if I show it to you again. And another thing I did is this is a new drum beat I did for this, and this is how that sounds. And this is actually going to start building up, so it changes, I think, right here, and it sounds like this now. And then it goes to this right here, and this is where it builds up completely. And what I did to get that rising snare is I actually just messed with the pitch, with the channel pitch. Oh, not here, sorry. I messed with this channel pitch. As you can see here, it goes all the way up just to get that rising snare sound. Right there, see? And that's pretty much all I did here, but let me continue.
Yeah, you never said a word, you didn't send me no letter. Don't think I could forgive you. See, our word is slowly dying, I'm not wasting no more time. Don't think I could believe you.
So here it's basically just the same as the intro, except I added this where is it? I changed up the drum beat a little bit towards the end, and I made it into this. So that's what I did there, and then it pretty much just ends. And how I did that effect right there, where the voice comes in, I pretty much just repeated the beginning of the phrase, which is this right here.
Yeah.
I pretty much just repeated that for every beat on this phrase that I did here. And then I added a filter, and I raised the filter towards the end, right into the last part of the song. So this is how that happened. It's an automation clip from the filter on the mixer. Let me show you where that is. And that is this right here, the love filter, and it's this one. You could create an automation clip from that too. From any knob pretty much that comes in here, you can create an automation clip. So that's how I did that effect.
You never said a word, you didn't send me no letter. Don't think I could forgive you. See, our word is slowly dying. I'm not wasting no more time. Don't think I could believe you.
And that's pretty much the whole song. I'd like to go more in detail on it, but this isn't really like a song that I made that I feel like I can go into much detail because, um, to be honest, there's not. I wanted to make it simple, yet I wanted to make it sound good. So there's not really a lot of like. Usually my songs will have like 10 of these automation clips and then a whole bunch of other stuff going on. But this one I just wanted to be really chill, so I thought it'd be the perfect first song to show you guys exactly how I made it and what went into it. And I'm not saying it wasn't a lot because there is a lot that went into it. I just didn't add a lot into the playlist. Like I didn't make a whole bunch of automation clips and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know. I guess it's not really a tutorial, but I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you liked it, go ahead and like and subscribe and let me know what you think. Thank you.